have the beginnings of just a pretty well-rounded team fighting draft. Gyro and Tide have a nice little natural bout of synergy, and Bane and Gyro is not so bad in lane. You use Nightmare to set it up. If it's right towards the tail end of a creep wave going down, or you know, Gyro's on the retreat, you can catch him. Or pardon me, someone's on the retreat and you can catch him. Gyro can lay in a whole rocket barrage and a lot of kill potential with those two early on.
Yep.
But Ban's making some sense here. Na'Vi take out Tiny and Naga, classic pairings with the Wisp. And Team Empire, they ban out the Zeus. I think Dendi actually played that earlier today. And Puck, another classic Dendi hero, of course. So, well, these bans making quite a bit of sense as Empire chew through their bit of remaining reserve time here.
Na'Vi maybe playing with a bit of fire here, leaving that Resolution Invoker in, because he played it last game and he went ham. He kind of Empire basically lost both side lanes, and then Resolution just ganked both, ganked top, helped out, and then ganked bottom, did his thing there. But
did he play Quas or Exort or
he
what?
played Quas Wex.
Oh, really?
Just roaming the map with the fast phase drums, but it looks like he's probably going to be the Storm Spirit unless they run this safe lane. But
yeah, now Storm Spirit Wisp, we have seen that combo a bit. It's pretty good if you want to do the safe lane Storm Spirit. A little slow to get the experience, but he secures that farm, can still get a very fast Orchid. Then once Wisp hits level 6, he just got that taxi service of mobility. So they could be gearing up for kind of a global strat where they offlane the Doom, put Wisp Storm in the safe lane, and they could grab something like the Invoker for the mid and, you know, have some Sunstrikes flowing, have some relocates, and, you know, really get out of control here.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm wondering, they know Na'Vi like to be aggressive like around that 10 to 20 minute mark, so I think they want to not get too greedy with whatever they pick up. If it's going to be a safe lane Storm, they don't want some kind of mid hero which is going to be too farm dependent or too level dependent. But
it depends how they use the Storm. I don't know. I would normally think it's just Resolution mid, but with the Wisp, I'm a little more inclined to think it could be there.
Wonder if I can't think if Silence played much Storm or not. It doesn't strike me like I just think Silent. I think Gyrocopter.
Yeah,
I'm like, what's a Silent here? Gyrocopter. Ooh, what else?
I think Gyro and Lifestealer. Those are the two heroes I think I've seen him play most. But both of them have sort of fallen out of favor the last two patches. So
yeah. He played a bit of Lycan, I think.
I did see him play Gyro not that long ago, like last week, I think. Ben and I cast a game.
Maybe like a Juggernaut, that's what I want to see. The new Juggernaut's pretty good, I think.
He is. Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay, I've been wanting to see this guy since 6.83 hit. Now, we've seen the glorious change that is teleporting ports. That is one of Chen's biggest weak points traditionally, and Test of Faith, now I believe when you use it on yourself, all of his units will teleport to Chen after the delay. So now Chen can actually TP to lanes and defend. If you get that army of centaurs, you can blink in and then call in, and you got stun after stun after stun. Pretty good. Maybe we'll see an Aghanims, huh? Could see some of that 15% health buff. Granite Golems, we can only hope. Yep. I think that Granite Golem change is actually big. Like, before you look at the ancient options, you get the Lizard, you're like, yeah, he can buff himself, not really that cool. Granite Golem, he's just big and immune, and the Dragon, he's big, but doesn't really do anything. Lets you siege, I guess, but now, like, 15% HP is a big deal.
I think it was also just to nerf ancient stacking and farming.
That's it. It was a win-win.
Yeah, it tackled two problems at once. Well, it tackled the ancient farming and then a very small indirect buff to Chen, I guess. Yeah,
it gives him a little bit. That's how the Frog likes to do it. Those little buffs over the long run, and after a while, you've got a...
Suddenly you're like, oh, wait, this hero, like, Skywrath Mage at TI4. It's like, wait, Skywrath is super OP. What's going on here?
Well, oh, wait a second. So, Phantom Assassin, 4th pick for Empire. Looks like this will be the Wisp pairing. So that'll be the one, offlane Doom, and looks like it will probably be Resolution Storm headed to the mid. So, PA strikes me as much more of a silent carry than a Storm Spirit.
They could even do the Wisp PA mid we sometimes see, and then put like Resolution in a safe lane Storm.
Yeah, they could do that. That's true.
Switch or switch it up, leave Resolution on the PA. But I think Resolution's much more suited to the kind of tempo controllers like a Storm. So
PA Wisp is certainly a good combo mid. That's for sure. A lot of kill potential.
Or you go Wisp plus Storm mid. I guess Storm you ideally want your fast level 6 and you don't want to slow down his XP too much, but Wisp a lot of the time when he's mid is just getting runes and stacking. He's on the Radiant side, so you can pull the big camps over, pull the creep wave, and stack those big camps for Storm, who has pretty easy access to farming that with Remnants.
Yeah, that's a good point. And here you go, a Dendi classic, the Templar Assassin, 5th pick for Na'Vi. Final bans are looking pretty straightforward. Skywrath Mage banned out by Na'Vi, and Empire took out the Razor. So this Na'Vi draft looks pretty interesting, I have to admit. Some fun heroes. Dendi TA is always fun. Pumped to see the Chen. So Go Black is their Chen player now, right? It's Vanscore, Bane, Go Black, Chen.
Yeah.
Vos, Gyro, and then Funnick will take the Tide. I think that makes the most sense.
I think so. Yeah, I don't think Vincere plays the junglers. Go Black played a little bit of them when he was on previous teams, but it was never really known for his jungling play. But
yeah,
I think we'll see the Go Black Chen come out.
Well, I do like this Dire draft, I have to admit. Empire, their final support, always want to fly, picks up the Witch Doctor.
Alright. Nice all-around pick. Maledict can kind of burn through the refraction a little bit, but in general, like this TA is a nice pick to have in the mid lane. As far as having a kind of potential kill, like some good kill potential with a Chen gank, but at the same time you need to have the defensive capabilities against a possible Wisp +1 who may want to dive the tower on you. You can just pop the meld under the tower or defensively, and even if there's sentry wards, you've got refraction as well to be used.
Yeah. Yeah, the Witch Doctor pick, I like some much-needed additional team fight damage. You look at the Na'Vi lineup, and you know you're not getting through that mid-game without some fights breaking out. When you've got a Tide and a Gyro, they're going to be ready to take some fights, try to push off the back of that Chen and knock down some towers in that 10 to 20-minute window. And Witch Doctor, a great support to deal with that. We've seen the potency that is the healing. That's Voodoo Restoration. Oh my gosh, is that spell strong. And they were lacking a little bit of control, I think. Is a nice addition to what they've got set up here.
This has been considerable mid, I guess. Like it'd come out every now and then, and normally I think it had a pretty low win rate. But with the new buffs, the changes, you can blink even when your refraction kind of pops and doesn't actually, when you don't actually take damage, basically. So you can actually blink during refraction if you're being attacked now, which is a pretty big buff to TA. So.
Yeah.
I think does make the hero a lot better, and I think a pretty good matchup against like Wisp +1 dual lanes as far as mid lane's concerned too.
Merlini, what is your console hotkey, sir?
Is there one? He only installed Dota on this laptop like 2 days ago or something, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it looks like it's not enabled. Damn it, I'm gonna have to deal with baby minimap icons.
Oh. Condolences.
The Merlini settings. It's weird when you use someone else's computer, and like even the middle mouse is the inverted way, like
for the click drag?
Yeah, like you have to drag, and I use the one where you click and then you just move and it follows it.
You can change that in the settings, I think.
I feel bad changing all of his stuff, though. I mean, we're gonna switch.
He hasn't played Dota.
We're gonna switch computers after this anyway. Then he's gonna have to use it, so I'll suffer through.
Fair enough.
You tell him a lot.
Today is it's Lil's birthday, by the way. Happy birthday, Lil.
To Lil. Oh, that's
He's not playing this. He'll be playing later on today from VP Polar. But
birthday on New Year's Eve. That's the short end of the stick, man. It sounds awesome, but everybody just doubles up your presents. They're like, oh,
we got you this extra awesome present that's 2-in-1.
We got you the bigger hard drive. I would have rather have 2. Oh my.
Game underway now. Empire, we'll start by introducing them. They're on the Radiant side, going to have Resolution on the Phantom Assassin, Aloha Dance on the Wisp paired with him, Yoki going to be offlaning it with the Doom, Always Want to Fly on the Witch Doctor, and Silent will be on the Storm Spirit for the Team Empire.
Okay, and on the Dire side, we've got Team Na'Vi. In the bottom lane, we're going to have Vincere playing on the Bane Elemental here. And are they going to aggro try, or he's just planting a ward? Yep, he's on his way down to drop some wards. In the jungle, it's going to be Havost here on the Gyrocopter. He'll be in the safe lane, rocking a really nice-looking set there. He's in love. Apparently, that is a man, though, so don't read too far into it. I asked him in chat. I thought Havost might be macking up on the ladies, but... Nope. Funnick, he's on the Tidehunter. He'll be the true offlaner here. Dendi, he takes Templar Assassin to the mid lane, and then Go Black. He'll be on Mr. Thrall. Chen himself, the man, wrangling the Centaurs. Very curious to see how this works out, and honestly what item build Go Black goes for. Does he look towards an Ags? Is it all about the Blink? Does he just go traditional, mech into pushing items? Helm of the Dominator has been tossed around with its buff, giving you that extra HP to get another creep up to 5.
Yep.
Very curious with what the mad chemist has in mind here.
Yeah, I think Arcane Mech is still probably one of the stronger builds, but if you can get up to the Ag Scepter and maybe the Tide goes to the Mech instead, you have this insane pushing capabilities with the new Granite Golem or any kind of big ancient creep you can get your hand on. So
yeah.
We'll see what his plans. The other big change, I'd say, to Chen, which is almost probably makes him more viable at the moment, which is I think why we're seeing him pick more, is you get 2 creeps at level 3. The big problem used to be getting to level 5 as a support took a really long time, and do you gank before then? If you try gank with just the 1 creep and it doesn't work, you waste a lot of time. Your level 5 can sometimes not come to level 10 minutes plus. So.
Yeah, and the other issue with Chen is that he takes a big creep and then doesn't get the experience for it when it dies.
Yeah.
Enchantress has the same problem, I guess, but it adds up very quickly with Chen, so you're right. That I heard a few pros talking about that. In the mid lane, Dendi will definitely have his work cut out for him here. You see Aloha Dance and Resolution just getting about as aggressive as you can be, pushing him back in the lane and giving him no room to breathe. Dendi will try to rush a bottle, and we'll see if he can get it out before he completely runs out of regen here, but a tough lane for the Templar Assassin.
Yeah, if you just do, he's doing pretty good with like the little creep aggro trick so far, so he hasn't actually missed too much as far as farm goes. We'll get a decent timing on his bottle, and it's pushing his way to his tower, so I think Dendi overall will get to his bottle, but he's going to be very careful about like around the level 3 stage, and if they get sentries they could try and dive him, but
yeah. And what's really annoying about this lineup is Resolution's just going to have essentially unlimited mana to spam with that Stifling Dagger.
Yeah.
So even if he's not harassing Dendi, he's still going to be farming very well. You pick your poison, you know? You can either harass the TA or get those guaranteed last hits.
And there's already the bottle on Aloha Dance with the rush, so no real chance to... you're not going to win a battle of trading harass, because Aloha with a bottle, with access to the runes, you kind of just wait out and hope for maybe a Chen gank around the 3 to 4 minute mark, and Go Black...
He's already 3. That's pretty good.
Yeah, he's got the smoke. I think he's just going to go straight for a smoke gank now. I don't know if it's going to be mid. He may go for something like the Doom top lane instead, but for starters, he's just sending a creep towards mid lane to help Dendi secure runes, which is actually not a bad idea.
Yeah, got the little Hellbear Smasher
top
there.
Lane, Yoki in trouble. This homing missile not going to be chased up on.
Yeah, we'll just stun him. That is just a level 1 homing missile. Gyro's only 2. Curious if he's going to put more points in that. I think the last time I saw Silent on Gyro, he skipped Rocket altogether. So, slightly different take. Maybe just for harassing tool. Resolution in the mid, getting harassed by Dendi, taking some decent damage. Refraction comes out and gets instantly disabled by the Wisp Spirits.
Yeah. And Dendi, gotta be a bit careful. Has a full bottle charge. The clap gonna come in as well. Well, Dendi, Tony's got a melt strike, but
he's thinking about it.
Yeah. The heal from Aloha Dance, you can never underestimate that heal.
Yeah.
There is no point in overcharge just yet, though, so going for a more aggressive damage build with the spirits. But
yeah, 2 points in the spirits. Okay. Well, at least Dendi showing some signs of aggression himself. He's 7-1 against the 10-3 PAs. I think all things considered, doing pretty well. Keeping Resolution from free farming, and he is getting some decent CS himself. Yeah. Let's check in on the other lanes here. Funnick holding steady in the off lane. Looks like Tide not doing too well in terms of CS. And Silent, conversely, doing very nicely up top. Yoki going to be in trouble once more. Rocket will dive him. And again, not going to be enough damage. Or is it? It's going to get an extra point in it. And there's first blood. Okay. Vanscore scoops on in and hits him with a brain sap. So Havos, 2 points in the homing missile. It did get buffed not that long ago. So that damage output is pretty serious.
Yeah. Meanwhile, mid lane, Dendi again getting put down pretty low. To me, Bane is like kind of like the original Ogre Magi. This hero was picked before Ogre was picked because it's such a tanky support. You've got 4 base armor, you've got a ton of survivability, you can man-fight offlaners really well. And that's where Bane, I think, was so popular in the CIS Dota scene, but then Bane kind of got replaced by the Ogres, the Jakiros, and these other tankier and kind of more high-impact supports.
Speaking of Jakiro, man, I have seen so little in the way of Jakiro love recently since the patch hit.
He really fell off. I
mean, it was a minor nerf. It was just a cooldown change. It was out for Liquid Fire, I think, was it. It was not a very hefty set of changes, but yeah, for another time, perhaps. Chen keeping creeps in the mid lane. You got a Satyr Tormentor here. He's been spamming out those shockwaves, so I do like this play from Na'Vi. They're keeping some resources nearby, and if Resolution does dip a little bit too low, that extra amount of damage could be there. The straw that breaks the camel's back.
This is more like the Enchantress style jungle, where you jungle with your hero and farm, and then you leave 1 creep mid lane to help out. Because Chen can get the second creep so fast, he leaves 1 mid and keeps 1 with him to farm with. So. A nice little tactic, I think, and it's working out pretty well, because Dendi is seeing on at least a respectable 14 CS against a dual lane. Yeah, and now Bane rotates mid. Dendi doing a lot of damage to Resolution here. Aloha Dance only has 1 bottle charge, but a couple of sticks. The Wisp does have a double damage on. You can't really see it, but he is hitting extra hard right now. Still need to fix those rune effects on the Wisp, man, I'm telling you. Dendi, oh man, he wants this PA so bad. He keeps stepping up there, feigning the aggression. Gets hit by and will be forced to eat that last bottle charge and top him.
him off.
Are you lagging? Oh, I got a bit of server lag there, but it's okay.
Looks like you're just unlucky. Another Hadouken comes flying through. Man, these satyrs have a lot of mana.
Yeah, you get 6 shockwaves out of this, and PA's going back to base to heal up, with the bottle charges being depleted on Aloha Dance.
That is a pretty big victory. Against the Wisp, since the bounty change, running him dry on bottle, 40 seconds before the ruin, that just speaks to how well they've been controlling this mid lane.
Dendy's going to catch up and even maybe pull ahead of CS compared to the PA. And as far as the safe lanes go, Gyro Storm matching up on CS. Storm going to can theoretically come online and get active earlier than the Gyrocopter can, but...
Yeah, and this is what the safe lane Storm is all about, securing that early farm. He'll go Power Treads into Soul Ring, and I reckon he's looking towards an Orchid here. It's that tried and true classic, and if this keeps up, he'll have it at a damn good timing, probably just shy of that 15-minute mark.
Well, 6-mate rune coming up, and Na'Vi Smoke, they want to go for a kill before the rune actually is online. They get the trap slow onto Resolution, but it's too deep, and they won't be able to find that kill. Dendy probably going to go for a top rune here, but actually further down, Funnick is just running in. He wants the 2 supports.
No Ravage, though. Only level 4 on the Tide. Yoki's going to be nearby in the jungle, also only level 4 himself, so Na'Vi not going to be successful with that little gank attempt there. You know, looking at this game, 6 minutes in, it's been pretty quiet, but I feel like this Chen has been very active, even though he's just been farming, moving the creeps around. He's found his level 5, so still getting good farm and going for kind of a mixture build here. Skipping the Penance and 2 points in the Test of Faith, and of course maxing out the Holy Persuasion.
A very early Ancient skill coming in from Funnick and Dendy here. Dendy helping out Funnick. Funnick level 4 couldn't do this on his own, but with Dendy bringing some DPS and it is very achievable. Funnick, at this point, they want to get Funnick level 6 as fast as possible, which I think is why they go for that. They don't feel safe with him at bottom lane, and with good reason, because Storm is level 7.
Yeah.
So
I like this playstyle, though. This is a very sharing is caring kind of team environment. I feel like in this current meta, you don't see a lot of teams, riding Chen creeps around the map, seeing your mid rotate into Ancients and giving your Bane some solo XP in the meantime. This is good, very well-rounded, and you look at the XP chart, and Na'Vi doing pretty well. The lowest support right now is the Witch Doctor, sitting at 3, but Na'Vi have carved out a nice little lead for themselves early on.
Yeah, just good distribution. Goblack's hit level 6 in the jungle, so now you've got the Hand of God, which you've got to be careful of if your Empire diving in for a kill. That sudden heal could come into play.
Yeah.
This regen rune's been sitting top. No one's realized it's here. I think both teams assumed the other team took it, and no one's going to grab it. Dendy's had an empty bottle for... Oh, he's just bottle crowed, I think, because he had an empty bottle for quite some time.
Yeah.
That's alright. Who needs? Don't need no regen rune.
Looks like Na'Vi not really going for the farming tools here. Havost will not go Hand of Midas. Power treads into what looks like a Yasha here on the Gyro. With that, they will group up top. 2 Dark Troll Summoners make it pretty easy. You got all these little skeleton babies tanking up the damage, trucking the tower, and well, Radiant will be the first to lose a tier 1 tower in the top lane, and they may go for 2. If Empire don't react to this, I think they'll keep on going. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, though, Funnick and Silent going at it. Electric Vortex. Chen heal will buy Funnick some time. Still not 6 for a Ravage. Aloha Dance is inbound, trying to finish him off. But meanwhile, Silent being pursued by Dendy. There's the tether across, and yeah, Dendy not going to be able to find a kill here. Could they possibly turn it around on the Templar Assassin? Ghost coming in, turns big Melt Strike onto Aloha Dance. Dendy knowing his limits here. Courier comes flying in, has some boots on it. Dendy won't be able to find the last hit there. Instead, just playing Ring Around the Rosie, but gets blown up as Silent hits him with a Vortex.
Look at top, though. They just got 2 towers. They're going high ground, even. Who's got TPs? They bring in 1. They've got a second in the Doom. Looks like Na'Vi will
Doom's not even 6?
Commit to this, but
well,
it's
still
a space created, although Empire going to get a second kill as they also get Funnick on the Tide.
Yeah, 2 kills for the TA, or 2 towers for the TA, I think is definitely worth it for Na'Vi. 2 kills helps level it out. It is in the off lane, so not really huge access points, not big bouts of map controls, not like they were pushing up the mid, but end of the day, can we see on the graphs, looks like it was still a gain for Na'Vi overall.
Yeah, I think for the towers not giving as much money as they used to, and like you say, not the most strategic towers. Empire aren't going to be like too bummed out about that exchange. They do get key kills on the TA especially, but relocate mid, Dendy. We're probably going to see sentries. No, actually haven't got detection for this. He could just go into the melt here, but not going to happen right away. He's on the run. He's got bottle charges coming as well. The refraction's going to keep him alive for a little bit longer, just barely.
Almost lives, but now Havo's coming in. That's a call down. The relocate out keeps the Wisp alive, but Resolution gets left behind. Blink strikes back to the creeps. This is a level 3 rocket that's on the way. It's enough for the kill as TA. All right, pardon me, PA goes down. Havost may falls well for a counter kill. Wisp coming on back. Aloha Dance makes it happen. There's the Doom on the Van score. It's a double for Silent, and now Go Black joining the party, caught by a Vortex. You're walking into the wrong place at the wrong time, Mr. Holy Knight, as Na'Vi get cleaned up here. 4 go down in exchange for just the Phantom Assassin.
Yeah, a bit sloppy there. I think they could have just lost Dendy and been done with it, but Havos, wanting to go big and wanting to try turn things around, gets 1 kill and did not need to put himself in such a bad position. And Go Black, especially at the end there, he was just, I guess, bringing in his creeps and didn't quite. Often, that's one of like the biggest mistakes that you see even top tier junglers make. You're microing your creeps, and then your hero's just like suddenly in the middle of a fight, like, oh wait, I didn't position my hero properly because I was microing my creeps. Yeah,
it also seemed like he thought they might just back up after those kills, and instead they were kind of pressing forward, so he just kind of walked into the danger zone. But off that bout of momentum, Doom picks up his hand to Midas here about the 11-minute mark, so pretty decent timing given that he was spending most of his time in the jungle early on. Silent will get 1 step closer to his Orchid, now has that first Oblivion Staff complete. Will get aggressive on Havost here, zips forward, hits him with a Vortex. Aloha Dance is there for some extra damage. A call down gets charged, but Havost just can't live to tell the tale. Now they're in deep. Aloha Dance tries to TP out. Centaur interrupts it. They get the kill there, and Storm will just make it back to safety. So a 1-for-1, but certainly a good trade for Empire. Wisp for Gyrocopter.
Yeah. It's definitely one of the big risks with this gyro build. The phase Yasha going for this movement speed is, I think, in general makes you really hard to kill, but not so much against the Storm Spirit. His base HP is just so low that if Storm catches him, he's instantly dead.
Yeah.
And Storm doesn't care about your high movement speed. He'll just ball lightning on you from afar.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird build here. It seems like, you know, Empire, we talked about how much they like to run gyro, and it seems like they also know how to run against the gyro and suited for it. What do you think about the homing missile build in general that Havost has gone for here? He's gotten a kill out of it and has set up another one, so it has paid some dividends, but overall, would you say worth it over the Rocket Barrage?
I think so. I don't think he's getting many opportunities to make use of the Rocket Barrage. If he goes in that close, he's often dying. Homing missile's like the safer damage, so I'd say almost alternatively you could go for a couple points in stats because he's currently sub 800 HP.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Uh-oh, up on the high ground, Aloha Dance coming in. Ravage. There's a Ravage, brings down the Wisp, now Silent, sort of isolated up top. Nightmare will come on always on a fly, and the Witch Doctor's certainly going to go down here. A 2-for-0, going the way of Na'Vi, and they get Roche, essentially uncontested. Empire put a ward on the high ground, but Na'Vi was prepared with a sentry. It got taken out, and once they lost vision, they were not confident about that exchange. And nice play from Funnick to use the Ravage. Kind of blind, but secured the Roche, no problemo.
Did you see, did they relocate onto that cliff there, like for the Aegis deal?
I believe so. I think they relocated up to the cliff, and they were hoping that the Storm could just zip down and maybe snatch the Aegis.
It's a weird thing to do, because like Na'Vi sees it there. Like the Storm wants to be on the cliff to go for the Aegis deal, but Na'Vi knows he's there. It ruins the surprise.
Mid lane, that'll be the end of the Aegis. Havost gets caught by the Vortex and always want to fly. Channels pretty well-placed Death Lord now. They come back onto Silent. Yeah, Fiend's Grip is there. Rocket Barrage and a call down, enough to secure the kill on the Storm. Now Aloha Dance taking a lot of damage. He'll go down next. Who's next on the docket? Always Want to Fly will make it back into tower range. Voodoo Restoration helps pick up the team, but Na'Vi will come out victorious once more as they claim another Tier 1 tower and another successful skirmish.
Yeah, fighting around the Aegis is so powerful when you've got a squishy carry who can do a lot of damage, but can also get burst down. Put it on a gyrocopter there, and it just gives Na'Vi such a good advantage. Even without a Ravage, they're more than happy to take that fight in. Getting a tower, getting a couple kills. This grip from the Storm Spirit was, they just didn't have an answer to it. So
yep, and now they get a lot out of that transition. TA is enough for the Blink Dagger. Chen picks up his mech, and Tide has a Blink also. So Na'Vi getting all those tools they need for this roster to come online. Funnick going to get relocated on at the Ancients. Silence here, and they've even got a Sentry Ward down just in case a TA stops by. Nice pick off on the Tide Hunter, and Empire doing a good job staying active with this Wisp. Vanscore comes in, puts Storm to sleep, but relocate will keep him safe.
Yep. So kind of reveals that this Observer Ward is here on the high ground, but I mean, it served its purpose. It's actually about to expire as well, so they may even end up wasting a sentry or something.
Yeah. So Havost, I think BKB needs to be the name of the game for him. Still plenty of things to go through it. PA, Witch Doctor, and Doom, all good against BKB, but feels like the Storm and all the magic damage is enough. Oh, speaking of Storm, hey-oh, that's a long-range zip, but
that's silly.
This is a value ward right here at this point. This thing is like the moneymaker.
Surely they knew it's warded. Havos is farming it with 250 HP. That's just foolish. Foolish of us.
That was a little sloppy.
And now Doom's found up his Blink on top of the Midas. Empire do have options to kind of, well, I wouldn't even say get back in this game. It feels like Na'Vi...
They are back. They've already done that almost. I mean, if you look at the graph, it's kind of this topsy-turvy back and forth. Still Na'Vi with an advantage, but...
On top lane now.
Empire striking
Dandy, the Refract Blink. He gets away even after getting attacked there with the new Blink changes. And
does get dusted, but still going to be all right, I think.
All right.
Yeah, you see it firsthand there. Little buff to TA. It's cute.
So Dendy is did go for the Blink Rush, so we'll see where he goes next, if he goes for the survivability of a BKB or just damage output of something like a Desolator.
Yeah. The Desolator could be a pretty likely option here. What's what is that yep, Blade of the Last. Looks like he'll go into a Yasha based build perhaps. No real reason for a Diffusal here. Yeah, I've heard some players tell me that going for like Phase Boots Drum Blink is too much mobility, and similar sentiments around the Yasha Phase Boots Blink, that you just don't need that much mobility. You know, if you want to get the drums, and that opens up to get some power treads, or if you want to get the Yasha, maybe you want to tank up more of the treads. It's all about finding that kind of happy medium with TA where you need the HP, but you know, obviously you need the damage to make the boom boom pow happen. So, looks like movement speed build is what Na'Vi is all about today. Phase Boots and Yasha on their two big cores.
Dendy's just like, he always prioritizes mobility over anything. He's the Blink plus 4 staff on his Invoker, on his Zeus, like that's like the Dendy build. You get both of these 2 mobility items, and TA you're not going for 4 staff, but he will go for the Blink, he will go for mobility in the form of the Phase Boots and the Yasha, so...
Yeah. Well, Na'Vi continuing to knock down towers. They took out the Tier 1 bottom. It looks like they'll trade it for the Tier 1 top. Now they move into the Tier 2. Silent jumped on. Ravage from Funix sets it up. And he just gets destroyed.
Yeah.
And Vost comes in with Rocket Barrage and just finishes him off.
They may make a poke at high ground here. They've got no buyback on Storm Spirit, and
I think they should, frankly. I mean, they just traded a 2-for-1 tower. Are there TPs on all the members of the Radiant? Looks like they do have a round of TPs. They'll start heading back. Glyph is not available either. So no Storm for 20, no Glyph. Even without a Ravage, this should be doable.
Yeah, even using Holy Persuasion on just a regular creep, as Go Black only had 3 creeps on a low high down. It's going to take a ton of damage from these homing missiles. Really tricky to defend this one. 10 seconds on Storm. I think Na'Vi will be happy with that damage and just back off now.
Yeah. No reason to press their luck here. If they had a Ravage, maybe it would have been a different story. Still got good value out of it, and just glancing at the graphs, things moving further into the Dire's favor. And
Havos BKB just 100 gold off, so we'll be seeing that come online soon, and that's where you can pretty much look to secure the next Roshan. And for Na'Vi, I don't think we see them make another high ground attempt until they have Aegis again, but when they have Aegis, it's going to be this really nice timing where they've got Aegis, BKB on Gyrocopter, they'll have Ravage again, they'll have Dendy probably with, I guess he's just have Yasha, so he's quite a ways from any sort of a big item, but everything's going to just time up nicely with this Chen, Mech plus Hand of God, Deathball push, and it is the Acceptor. Go Black, he's picked up a point booster.
Oh my Lanta, that's what I'm talking about. See, it's another one of these discussions that we've had where, you know, when is Chen ever going to be able to farm an Ag Scepter? Well, there's a lot of games that don't end in 10 minutes, man. Oh, speaking of Chen, Go Black going to get jumped on by Silent, and he may still live. Uses the mech. Looks like there's another fight breaking out on the top. I'm watching the one where Go Black will live, or will he? And that'll be the end of him. PA comes in with a stifling dagger for a crit. They also picked off the Bane, and Jesus, even getting one of those centaurs with the Midas.
Midas Devour, he got the double whammy.
That is, oh yeah, that's... Whew. Rough life for the Chens, so...
Yeah, versing Doom is not fun for Chens.
Yeah, but it is viable with this Ags, and I'm really curious to see how it works. Obviously, I know you can farm in Ags, but is it worth it is really the question. Will you be able to get Ancients that actually make a difference, or will they end up just being these kind of useless big...
I think you have a small window. Like, when you first get it, if you can get it around, like, 25 minutes... and you have Aegis and can just Deathball push high ground, then it's worth it. But if you don't get racks within that, like, 5-minute window, then it's kind of like a, oh man, I just spent 4k gold.
Yeah, I mean, the plus side is that the Ancients are not easy to kill. The Granite Golems have about 2,000 HP and they're magic immune, so you can't really just burst them down. You know, you have to actually put some effort focusing them. So if you have, you know, a couple of Ancient creeps, mix them like a Centaur or two, maybe like a pack, one of the wolves with the pack leaders, Aura, your Dire Alphas, you could just Deathball towards the base, and you know the team has to decide: do we kill the creeps or do we kill the heroes? And one of them's going to kill your buildings.
And if you use Hand of of God, it effectively has 4,000 HP.
Yeah, that's true.
Right before it dies, here's full HP again. Round 2.
So I haven't seen it in a live match to see how calibrated it is, but on paper I feel like there are certainly games where that could feel a little broken, pretty damn strong towards the late game. But looks like things will slow down a little bit. Empire happy with their last gank. We'll just kind of sit back and get their next round of core items. Doom working on what looks like an Aghanim Scepter. So that'll be on the way for him. And PA just now completing her Battle Fury, a few seconds shy of that 20-minute mark. So pretty good timing. You know, you don't see PAs always go for Battle Fury first. I think I've seen more so that kind of hybrid, get like phase drums, fight a little bit, then go into the Battle Fury. This is a nice early timing, and we'll open up some options here for good old Resolution to farm towards the late game. He'll also get a Tier 1 tower down bottom. Na'Vi will glyph it with 9 HP, and I don't think they'll come for a deny, just slowing down Resolution a couple of seconds.
Yeah, they're smoked up though, Na'Vi. What have they got in mind here? May find a pick-off or two towards the top lane here. Smoke from Empire's duo, but they're going to walk right into Na'Vi, and Na'Vi have numbers here.
They sure do. Oh my, always want to fly. Gets hit by the Meld Strike, and down he goes. Meanwhile, at the top position, Silent will channel a TP, zips into the trees, and he'll be okay. Silent does have his Orchid, by the way. I think he picked it up a few minutes ago, but yeah, this Storm Spirit is a mobile ganking vehicle.
All right. That was a good response from Empire there. Witch Doctor, as soon as he ran into TA, Doom just backed off, didn't even follow the Witch Doctor, knowing that Na'Vi probably had way too many to fight. So they only lose a Witch Doctor there, and I think that's kind of a good way for Empire to cut their losses. Roche's respawn though, so that's what Na'Vi probably going to have their eye on pretty soon, and I don't think Empire can contest it with their current position. Like, PA does a lot of damage, but it's too squishy. Doom needs the Ag Scepter.
I think if they find a way to force out the Ravage, maybe they can do it if they know it's on cooldown, but with everything available, I don't see Empire taking a very easy fight in the Roche pit. Oops, Storm zipping around in the mid, maybe thinking about a go on Funnick, but will think twice, and a good call as reinforcements were on the way. BKB completed on Havost, and there's your Aghanims on the Doom. So
that's a big pickup.
Yeah. Adds so much damage to that ability.
Yeah, he'd love to catch out this Tide before he gets off the ulti. That's the kind of dream scenario for Empire if they want to take a team fight. Dooming Havost, not bad as well. It's close to...
a lot of good Doom targets here, I feel like.
Yeah, it's not quite a guaranteed kill. The big problem is you're versing a Chen, and Chen is one of those heroes who actually is a kind of counter to the Doom, because you can send back whoever gets doomed, especially later in the game when they have Boots of Travel, and then they just get right back into the fight. So Chen, as far as the send back goes, is very good against Doom.
Yep. And here we go, Na'Vi just moving right into the Roche pit here. Radiant do not have any wards down, no vision, and with the Meld Strike, it will go down very quickly. This time, Havost, the one to grab the Aegis. I say this time, he grabbed it last time around, but Radiant Jungle, Funnick, he's getting aggressive. He's got a Ravage, maybe thinking about his options, but always want to fly. Hits him with a Cask, that'll stop him. Hits him with a Gush now, and it's a Tide on Witch Doctor kind of Christmas here in the Radiant Jungle. We'll see if anybody joins the party. Looks like Na'Vi's got some friends. Dendy, he shows up, he's got the Guac, and he secures a kill.
Is that a Christmas thing, Guac?
It was yesterday. Guac on Christmas. It should be.
Most people won't get that. Like, we had Guac yesterday for Christmas, and I'm like, I don't think many people have Guac for Christmas.
That was oddly anecdotal, you're right. Aloha Dance, long-range tether. But caught inside of a Yule's. Hey, Funnick picked up the Yule Scepter here. Don't see that every day, but maybe securing a kill keeps Aloha Dance out of the base long enough for Dendy to come in, close the gap, Meld Strike him down, and the armorless Wisp takes a tumble.
Yeah, and Havost just working away in the mid lane. That's where the creep wave is, and he's going to get jumped if they can burn the Age to be great, but Storm just trying to delay things more than anything right now.
I think that's the play right here. Just chip at him, try and distract him, and as long as you don't die, all the merrier. Tier 2 tower in the mid. The last outer tower for Empire goes on down, and now Na'Vi thinking about high ground. They've got the Aegis. They've still got Ravage. Why the hell not? They've even got a set of Wildkins here for some Tornado Madness. Looks like they'll start some Monsoons coming into the Radiant high ground. A lot of extra damage added into the fray. Funnick comes in, Ravage on 2, Yoki and Silent in a lot of trouble. Yoki goes down first, Silent caught by the Fiend's grip. Oh no, that secures the kill there. Now the all heal from Chen keeps Vanscore alive through the Always Want to Fly Death Ward. Buybacks aplenty now, Yoki and Storm back in the fray. Gets the Doom off on Dendy, but he's still doing a lot of damage here. Go Black goes down, Funnick may be the second to fall on the side of Na'Vi. Empire will repel the forces of the Dire, but it is costly. Not over yet. Can they grab a couple of recovery kills on the way out? Vanscore will not make it, and they get 3, and Havost.
Oh, during the TP, he's going to die twice now. If Havost had gotten out, that would have been a good trade for Na'Vi, but
Havos will try to BKB and
I don't know about that BKB.
hightail it out of here. Bumps into a regen rune. Storm will go ahead and take it from him, and yep, now Havos certain to fall.
Oh dear, that was good for Na'Vi until Havos got caught, because they forced 2 big buybacks and still had Aegis in hand. They could have just waited for their Ravage to come back, gone for another push with Aegis on Gyro, but Empire just barely find the pick-off.
Yeah, and I missed the recap for the big fight, but buyback on Doom and Storms, like you mentioned, the 2 big cores. Glancing at the graph here, still a net worth gain for Na'Vi, I think. We'll see a pick off on the Templar Assassin. Yeah, that's the power of the global, I guess.
And overall, sure Storm had to buy back, but he's suddenly got 2k gold. He's going to be very close to a Bloodstone.
That was a very worthwhile buyback there. Yeah, he's going to have the soul booster here as soon as he stops by that secret shop. And even Wisp be able to pick up a mech off the backside of that fight.
Don't know about this one. Witch Doctor doing some very aggressive warding. He's trying to hide and actually succeeding in doing so. They know he's somewhere nearby.
Finds him, hits him with the conch shell, and
he's going to hold the Yules for the TP out. So waiting for backup and...
No way. Always Want to Fly survives this one. There's the TP. There's the Yules, and now Havos is here. The cleanup crew has arrived. Bop. Couple of love taps there with the close range cask. So 15 to 16, 25 minutes in. We've still got a pretty damn even game on our hands. How's PA's farm looking? Resolution with about 4,000 gold. Pretty curious what trajectory he ends up going for here post-Battle Fury.
Yeah.
Oh, nice tether there from Aloha Dance. Makes it to the high ground.
Probably wants the BKB. Whether he gets it now or is this next time, I guess.
Yeah, against the Ravage, the BKB is pretty core. But pretty damn core.
Smaller, I guess right now Na'Vi don't have Aegis, but at the same time Empire don't have buyback. So if Empire lose a few heroes, suddenly they're going to be losing racks. So both teams will be playing kind of defensive farming. Someone like Silent can go look for solo pickups with a haste rune especially, but he needs to meet. He's not invulnerable end of the day. If he gets gripped, he dies.
We may see Na'Vi just stalemate this one out until next Roche. Honestly,
yeah,
that seems to be.
I think it's a good plan.
The way that they've taken it so far, they're getting Aegis. That's when they've been most aggressive. And when you have TA, there's really no reason not to. Focus your efforts on controlling the pit. Ooh, Yules will purge the haste off Storm. Ravage from Funnick, well timed, but can they actually secure the kill here? Vanscore looking for those big old Bane arms in the air, but can't get the Fiend's grip.
A tiny bit out of range. It's a wasted Ravage, but I like the idea from Na'Vi. That was almost successful. Sure, you'd have to use 2 ultis for the Storm Spirit, but you're at the stage of the game where you're, as you kind of mentioned, that you're stalemating things. You're just playing for the farm.
And you also know he just bought back. So if you get a pick on Storm there, he's down for 100 seconds or so. That is an option to look towards the high ground. So it's definitely worth the risk. Down bottom, Resolution initiated on by Dendy and Funnick. He does have that little bit of movement speed buff, compliments of the tether, but hey, Dendy's got a blink. Meld Strike on the 2 of them. Funnick does have a gush. There's the Yules out on the Wisp, and there is a relocate available. Aloha Dance could try to save the day, but not going to happen. Meld Strike brings down the Wisp. Now Resolution left all alone. Nowhere to go. Even a Fiend's Grip used for this. And, yeah, PA will get killed by the TA.
What a money items. Yules on Tide.
Yep. And Dendy now picks up his MKB, so... Yep, that PA going to be going down a lot more quickly than she did in that little skirmish.
They're going to have double MKBs too, so PA's evasion is going to be very negated.
Close. He's less than a javelin away, so that's pretty damn good.
And this next Roshan's also cheese, so if you're delaying for Roshan, you're getting Aegis and cheese on the Na'Vi side. Also around the time that Chen's Accept will be complete, so we'll see... That short cooldown Hand of God, and more importantly, maybe some Granite Golems.
Oh, Silent zips in as Dendy blinks towards the mid lane. One of those kind of awkward timings, and well, Dendy gets sent back. Chen tests his faith. Looks like he does pass the bucket. And yeah, this will play from Silent there. Doesn't get stunned up by the rocket. So go Black. How's that Aghanims coming, buddy? He's well on his way, about 650 gold off. So it's a coming, Parker.
I feel like it's at late, kind of, not too late, but it's going to be...
Not as impactful. He has sort of missed that window a little bit.
A 20-minute Death Ball push with an Aghanim Scepter, like Ancient Creep or 2 is powerful. But it's still good. 15% HP bonus to your team if you can find the Granite Golem. That scales
still
well.
a lot.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. And they've got some tanky heroes, you know. It's definitely makes a difference when you think about the nature of a team fight and how much extra HP it adds across the board, you know. Being an aura and all. Bane has picked up a BKB, by the way. I'm not sure if you've caught wind of that, but wow, Vanscore finding some farm and really prioritizing getting off that full duration channel. It's their big tool to shut down the storm. It's worked for him so far, and again, I like the thought process to put a little extra emphasis on Magic Immunity.
Yeah, and he's not going to get doomed up. He's not really a legit target right now.
But even if he gets doomed up, I think he could be okay with that. You know, well, Storm might live, but hey, that's a doom on me, guys.
Yeah, like last fight,
they've
Doom
got so
on
many
TAs.
tools to save him.
Yeah,
all heal, mech, and the send back.
It's yeah, TA, Tide, Gyrocopter, one of those three. Whoever has the Aegis, you can't really doom, but like last fight, Gyro had Aegis, so they doom the TA. And if Tide has not used Ravage, maybe you consider dooming him, but Tide's been very proactive about using his Ravage early on in a fight.
Yeah. So we'll see that RNG timer on Roche here in about 10 seconds, see if it's a short one or a long one. Radiant still trying to stay aggressive with their wards. They've only got a couple of wards down. They just put this lane ward down, and they've got this high ground vision here. So it looks like the Empire just gearing up to be in an okay position to try and contest Roche if they want to. But I think it's still going to be an uphill battle. MKB is on the way for Gyro on the courier right now.
Pretty fast Roche respawn, 1 minute and 10 seconds after the timer came up. So. Na'Vi will just keep slowing things down. They'll probably just keep scouting out and poking their heads into Roshan whenever they can. And
I feel like they should be feeling pretty brave in team fights with double MKB. This is a big window where the PA sort of feels stronger than she is almost, because that BKB not going to save you from that physical damage.
Yeah, PA ends up in a man fight against TA especially, because those
armor,
meld hits with the minus armor.
Ugh.
TA will get shredded in a 1v1 with Denny. Not that it will be
PA
a
rather.
Yeah.
PA versus TA. It's a tongue twister. PA has the advantage over the... No, other way. TA has the advantage over PA right now.
Confusing ourselves.
MKB, yeah. Talking myself into a circle. But that's a full Manta now up on Dendy's Templar Assassin.
Yeah.
So he's still further in the farm. There it is. The big boy.
No,
so
they killed some little lizards.
No ancient, so...
Yeah. He didn't want a lizard anyway. He wants the granite golem.
Yeah. Yeah, or the Drake. The Drake is good because it's just the biggest of them all. It has the most HP, and I think it does the most damage also with its auto attack.
Going to beat the BKB on the PA just to get the kill there. Relocated in, and they had to commit a lot to it. And elsewhere, Havos doomed up, will get sent back, mech'd and healed, and it's tough life as a Doom. You can't get those kills. Bottom lane, meanwhile, Dendy getting ganked up everywhere. All three lanes. Resolution. Finding kills top, finding kills bottom, and the Doom unable to find a kill himself, but he will clean up.
Havost might not live here. Havost is... Oh my gosh!
Oh my god.
That was... He got down to like 25 HP. That was startlingly close, given that he was mech'd before he was sent back also. So now Empire, they move into Roche. They're doing it reasonably fast. Na'Vi, they're going to have to hand it over. There's no way they can do it.
Wasted BKB from Bankscore at top lane,
hoping to get that Fiend's Grip
That's
off.
a huge win for Empire. Getting this Roshan, they just outplayed Na'Vi so badly. Finding pickoffs right as Roshan respawns.
They were easy pickoffs too. Na'Vi were just not ready for that. They were all by their lonesome. Havos just kind of flying around on the gyro. And big ultimates or big cooldowns used, but Empire, they see some big benefits out of it. Cheese ends up in the inventory of... Always want to fly on the Witch Doctor, and it will be, of course, the PA that ends up taking the Aegis.
Sonic goes around the trees looking for a bit of a wraparound here. He hasn't got to blink for a few seconds, and still seems intent on chasing this one. No towers to back up Empire. This is just these two heroes with a third, the Doom coming in. Hasn't got a Doom. There's going to be Yules onto Aloha Dance. Looks like he may be the only casualty, although the tether out could save his life. And Resolution, this is a big homing missile. He does not go for the BKB. He's going to just tank it up and...
Yep, Phonic, there you go. Ravage on 2. Actually clips Yoki. Aloha Dance will be their first target. He gets off the mech. Bane puts Resolution to sleep, sets up for the Rocket Barrage, and say goodnight to your Aegis of the Immortal.
No mana for a grip, though. This is a problem for Vangscore. Resolution going to immediately BKB blink out and set up.
There you go.
Yeah.
Looks like those wand... Oh, no. So he just got enough.
The arcanes from the Chen.
Yep. Now the Death Ward flies through. We'll do a little bit of tickle damage here, and Na'Vi will back out. So they do get some recovery. Oh, they're going to lose their Dire Wolf. Oh, what sad stories. Yep. What a back-and-forth game, man. Both teams just keep striking when the moment is hot. Now they're going to go back in. Yoki gets gushed. The cask bouncing around, clicking on all these heroes. There's so many creeps nearby. Oh my gosh, that cask has their number, but the Yule set up once more onto Yoki. Phonic getting so much value out of this Yule Scepter. Now Silent coming in onto Vanscore. BKB's pop, call downs used, BKB used by Yoki. It won't be enough. TA comes in, drops him like he's hot. Now there's 3 dead. And Na'Vi can look at the high ground as an option here. They need a creep wave. Luckily for them, it is inbound Wisp respawning soon. Well, he's up now, but with Doom and PA dead, I think they might be able to do something here.
Resolution would love to not have to buy back. 50 seconds on him. They've got glyphs, so...
Yeah, they'll use it straight away.
Oh, Dendy just diving for kills. And this is what you want to do. When there's a hero about to respawn that doesn't want to buy back, you go in for those kills while you can. Aloha Dance may go down as well. He's nightmared up. That's going to end and...
Oh, these melt strikes doing so much damage, but just not quite enough. Funnick coming in, wants to hit him with the anchor. Tower is still standing. Resolution needs to be very careful here. Did not buy back, still has it available, and would like to keep it that way. Yoki, on the other hand, he's a fresh buyback. This could be a dieback coming in here. Down he goes. Resolution, he's tethered up. BK beat on, trying to go man mode. Silent now joining the party, but Na'Vi, they've got too much sustain. Mech's been used. They'll relocate out. It's about as defensive as it gets. Silent eats the cheese. Whoa, what a pass in the nick of time, but now the tier 3 goes down, and Na'Vi will claim Elena Barracks out of this. It was a good hold from Empire.
Na'Vi are backing off. They're afraid. This Storm could...
Okay.
They know Storm's ready to go once more, and he's looking for pickoffs.
And they're out of cooldown.
Oh, no! He's out of mana. He's going to be careful here. Na'Vi, though, too low on HP. Silent. Oh, that was almost big for him.
That was...
He just zipped into 4 heroes.
Really scary. At first, it was like, oh, look at all the damage, and then it's like, uh-oh, he doesn't have any mana. They could have possibly turned to burst him, but it would have been a big risk. So, okay. Still good good fight overall from Na'Vi. They're the obvious victors. Buyback used only by the Doom. They get a tier 3 tower and kind of assert their dominance. This time, they get away with minimal casualties. And again, this topsy-turvy game dipping back in the favor of Na'Vi, even though Empire actually did have the advantage for a small little nugget there.
Doom kind of dropped the ball a bit there. Didn't get his BKB off, got burst down before he could even pop the ultimate. If he dooms just anyone there, even if Chen saves them and sends them back, end of the day, they're not in the fight. It's a 5v4, so it's not a kill, but it's still, you're taking a hero out of the fight.
Yeah. In the words of Eternal Envy, if that Doom was on my team in a pub, I would report him. That was, yeah, not what you want to do. Fresh off a buyback also, but
yeah, that's where
that's the other thing that makes it sting even more. You know, if you get caught out before the fight starts, that's one thing, but when you're getting back in it, you got to make it happen. But here we go. Chet, he's picked up a small... No, he's got the big golem. Okay, the colors are throwing me off here. So he's got the Ancient Granite Golem.
2.6k HP with the Chen bonus HP. In theory, you can refresh that HP. That is
the nuts part. Yeah, kind of forgot about that all heal doing 100% to his creeps. You know, you get caught up on that number, but he tops off all of his creeps. So this is...
Get like a Vlad's for some extra armor for it, and like PA can try and bring it down, but that's a slow and steady process.
It's just like not a good use of PA's time. They'll be happy to trade a Granite Golem if it keeps PA busy for a whole team fight. Oh, Dendy gets crit there by a stray dagger. That's unfortunate. So, all right, well, zip in from Storm. Go Black gets hit by the Orchid there, relocate in. Funnick does have a Ravage, but does he want to use it here? He sure does. Now Na'Vi ready to take the fight. They bring down Silent first. Go Black gets stunned, somehow still alive. Must be all that HP from the Granite Golem. Now he dies. Dendy gets doomed, but look who's joined the party. Big Bad Havost brings down Always Want to Fly. Funnick and Yoki going blow for blow, but Yoki's got a Fiend gripping him from the backside, and it looks like this will be Na'Vi's fight to take. Doom does get the kill on the TA. The Ags upgrade, just a bit too much damage, but they will find some vengeance. A 2 for 3, not the cleanest fight Na'Vi have picked up, but they do still find a victory.
Yeah, nicely timed blink in from Dendy with the Ravage. Unfortunately for him, Aghanim's Doom and Chen was dead, so you kill the Chen, no one's getting sent back when doomed.
Yeah, that's true.
So PA, a lot of farm is going to be picking up an Assault Caress and even has the full AC, so...
Okay.
With buyback, I want to say.
That's fun. Armor, a good way to deal with the MKB. A lot of physical damage coming his way. But I do worry about the PA just not having enough raw stats. 1500 HP, not bad, but not really great either. And may find himself or herself a little susceptible. Yeah. Na'Vi not going to push for the high ground now. They will be a little more patient. PA's there to defend, and looks like they will bide their time. Perhaps 4th Roche is what they're thinking about. Still a couple minutes till we see that timer, but... Not a bad strategy for Na'Vi if they can avoid getting picked off before he spawns this time. That is the true caveat there.
Yeah, I hopefully learned their lesson from last time, and we'll see how things pan out for them. There's just so much gank potential, though. You've got the Wisp plus PA, you've got the Storm, you've got a Blink Aghanim's Doom. But it looks like we are going to that ultra late game stage, and that's where things will get really interesting with these team fights. We'll see most heroes with buybacks, we'll see refreshes probably on the Tide, and even if this goes long enough, the Doombringer. So a lot of potential for big team fights, crazy team fights to happen.
Tide is on his way to a refresher. Funnick did a very interesting item build. Blink, Yules into Ghost Scepter, and now the late game refresher. I've seen some Tides have success rushing the refresher, but Funnick will do it a bit differently here without the Arcane. So if you choose not to go Arcanes, you just don't have the mana to do the fast.
The use has been so high impact, though. This speaks how... I think about imbalance, but how good Yul's is.
It's how good the item is, but also it just fits into what Na'Vi are trying to do here. He is their Blink Dagger carrier, so he's the initiator, and it makes sense here. I wouldn't say it's an item that you'll see Funnick grab every game, but if he's the one that has to hop in and start things off, I mean, we've seen him just isolate people, interrupt TPs, and it's secured them at least like 3 or 4 kills that otherwise would have been escapes.
Well, the concept's really solid. Like if your Tide can always blink in and not worry about getting jumped because he's got Kraken and Ravage. So the other team aren't going to go 5 into a Tide to a Ravage. So at the same time, he needs to be able to set up the kill for the rest of his team. So you just use them, and then you buy 2-3 seconds. Your team follow you up, and you've got the Gush ready to go. Blink Gush is just not really enough setup. So it's worked out well. I'm pretty impressed. Something I want to try myself.
I mean, look at his score: 2, 4, and 16. This Funnick has been pretty damn active. Not that it's hard to pick up assists on Tide with that big ulti and all, but still. Oh, Dendy. He has a crit now, by the way. He's got a Crystallis to go with his MKB and Manta. Oh, big bad Templar Assassin just continuing to get buffed up here.
Avos Lincolns to help deal with the Doom.
Ooh,
He's gone fairly defensive with his last 2 items, the Manta and the Lincolns, but
I feel like it's the right call. He doesn't have a shortage of damage. I mean, MKB Manta's a lot, and then plus he's got the pack leader's aura right now. Okay, there's no pack leader, but they have consistently had a dire wolf in the fight, so that is something else adding to their damage.
So, how's... okay, the Granite Aura is 900 range. I was about to say, I haven't actually seen
Thinking about the range,
Yeah.
It's a pretty normal aura. It's nothing crazy.
Okay. That's pretty cool. Just hug the golem.
Even just Chen's other creeps. I mean, look at this guy. This Hellbear Smasher is 1,400 hit points. 1437. Look at that. that is the Theban tomato right there.
Theban tomato and Theban.
Oh, and the wild one. That's funny. 1437. The magic number. That is the Dota number today.
Yeah.
Do you know what his name is? Does that number have some meaning to him, or is it just a random string? I've never actually asked him.
Yes, it's... I think it's... Oh, I'm trying to think what it is. I think it's like... It's meant to be... Isn't it I love you, like the number of letters... I love you forever. It's a number of letters in I... See, I is 1, love has 4 letters, you is 3 letters, and I think forever is 7 letters. I think that's what it is. So it's something very romantic.
Oh, that's cute.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I think he's explained it before.
1437. I love you forever. That's so cryptic.
Yeah, it's definitely a big stretch. Not like something you just
I'll be sure to write that on my next Valentine's Day card. Just 1437. You'll figure it out. Think about it.
I mean, Dota-related person, maybe they know.
Maybe.
Well, I'd probably just be like, wait, why are you signing this off with the team secret coach? What's he got to do with this?
What does Steven have to do with our Valentine's Day fun?
Yeah. So how about a threesome?
Oh, God. The 1437 Menage a Trois. My gosh. What have we devolved to here? Looks like old Vost having some connection issues.
Hopefully nothing too bad.
Yeah, hopefully he can get back in here. It's a pretty action-packed game, I have to admit. 20-25. These two teams are pretty evenly matched right now, I think. Yeah. Just they've changed their rosters a bit since we saw them around like the TI4 era, but overall, pretty well matched. Similar sort of general play styles, CIS types, and always fun to see them clash. And like we talked about at the beginning, this is a big one in terms of the group stage. Both these teams are fighting for the top 4 and really need a win here. A loss for Empire would put them to 4 losses, and that's when you get into that like nasty tiebreak territory. And Na'Vi with only 2 losses right now, they still have a lot of games to play. Actually, Na'Vi still have like another 4 matches after this one.
Pretty tough matches as well. Like they've got, I mean, tough-ish. They beat VP today, which is one of their tough ones. Empire now. They've got to verse
Alliance, Power Rangers.
I guess Alliance aren't really a tough team anymore, to be honest. Like,
no, but Virtus Pro, Polar,
that's
Alliance, Empire, Power Rangers. None of those are easy. None of those are like
your freebies.
Yeah, the
NIP,
Goomba.
I don't know. Basically Unknown, who actually pulled together some wins. They beat...
Who's on Basically Unknown?
They were basically unknown to me all that play.
Unknown, yeah.
I did not know much about
Jalopy, Mind Control, Kefka, Zeroji, and Mayomi.
They beat one
Kefka's
of
the only one that I vaguely recognize, and I think he used to play StarCraft. I
want to say they beat Empire, which is really, considering Empire like close to qualifying but not quite. Like I lost to a team like
they used to be Aftershock Gaming.
Okay.
So that I've at least seen the Aftershock tag before. I haven't cast them too often. Yeah, Kefka's their captain. I think I've cast them once or twice.
All right.
Jalopy. What a name. So yeah, it's been an interesting group stage of Starladder this season. Personally, I think considering trimming it down to 12 teams instead of 16 is not a bad idea for Starladder in future. 16 round robin is just so massive.
Yeah.
There's no way to have a 16 round robin and not have some throwaway matches or teams that disband. There just aren't 16 top class tier 1 teams in Europe.
Yes.
It's just a numbers game, really.
Well, you get to the end here, and I think LeJohn's one of their remaining matches is against NIP, and apparently it may be
NIP's already disbanded.
They already gave a default loss today, and I think that match is also going to be a default loss. It's not confirmed, but that I think I was looking on the schedule and it said 1-0 already, and the match is scheduled for like 2 days from now, and it's already decided. I'm just like, okay. So that's LeJohn's picking up another win. When they're 10-2, all they have to do is win one of their 2 other games, get to 12 wins. I think 12 wins is the magic number. 12 wins guaranteed top 4.
Yes, I think so. That would put you 12-3 at the end, and you're pretty safe with only 3 losses.
Right now, 11-4 is that tiebreaker area where you might be in, you might not. There may be like a 3-way tie for 3rd place where one of the teams who's 11-4 misses out.
With 5 losses, your fate will be hinging on the performance of other teams in tie breaks. And with 6 losses, there's a very small chance.
I think 6 losses. I saw in Wikipedia that Vega have 6 losses, and it said they were knocked out. So 6 losses, they're redded. So
it might be. I think like with 6 losses in a 16-team group stage, you can get into tiebreak scenario, but it's not a very high probability. So I think maybe the way this one. So you can't just look at the numbers. You have to look at which matches are coming up next, and it gets really complicated really quick, even when there's only a few games left.
I'll trust the Liquipedia guys.
I do have faith in the Liquipedia. They're very. I talked to Heyoka about that. I was like, how do you guys do it so fast? Sometimes I'll like refresh and it's already there. And he said that they have some of their volunteers that like if there's a big match, they'll open up multiple editors with all the different possible outcomes, and then whichever one is right, they pull the trigger on like the second the throne dies. So it's
dedication.
Like I know. It's just like, damn, dude, can you give me some tips on how to find volunteers like that? Because our employees don't even do that shit. Like that is next level. He's like, yeah, the Wikipedia guys are pretty good. I'm like, you're telling me, dude. Serious business.
All right, so game's still paused. So you're just tuning in. Navi taking on Team Empire.
Come on, Havost, you can do it.
He's too busy fooling around with his new love, Slakshmi. It sounds like a type of sausage. I feel like a Slakshmi is like a Polish sausage of some kind.
It could be. I don't know.
Or no, it's Lakshmi, I guess.
Lakshmi, yeah, the S is part of the loves, I think.
I could still go with sausage.
Havost was, he was cuddling up with a nice-looking girl at Starladder.
Okay.
She didn't speak any English, so I'm assuming she was nice. I didn't get to talk to her. She smiled a lot. She seemed very happy. Hater key.
You were saying you didn't get many smiles though while you were in Ukraine.
She was smiling. I mean, I don't know how you're cuddling with Havost and not smiling.
I mean, even just talking with Havost, like just being around the guy, he's
smiles all around.
He brings the party.
But yeah, it is true. That is one thing in the Ukraine that is a little jarring as an American is strangers don't smile at strangers.
Okay.
And I don't know what. Maybe it's because it's cold. Maybe because it's a little dark. I don't know. But people give you that face like, why are you smiling? What are you smiling at, pretty boy? And it's like, I'm just giggly, especially at events. I realized very early on, you got to just natural smile, man. You don't want to be walking around with resting bitch face. You want to be very, very welcoming to people coming on in.
Yep.
That's a real syndrome, man. Some people have that.
Bitch face.
They're just sitting there normal, and I'm like, man, what's your problem? They're like, this is my normal face.
Okay.
It's a real thing. Some girls have that. I guess guys have it too. So it's a tough life, man. Everyone thinks you're grumpy all the time.
I'm trying to think if I know anyone who has that. I don't think so.
I knew a cosplayer that was notorious for it. She always make jokes that people constantly tell her that she looked so grumpy in pictures.
We've lost one more.
Oh god, it's getting worse.
Well, I didn't even see Funnick DC. Did he DC before her boss?
No, he just DC'd. He hasn't even DC'd yet. He said an exclamation point. What is going on, Dota? Please.
Dota 2. He's DC'd at top, but he's still in the game. That actually was a weird bug once where that happened, where it said they reconnected, but it didn't say they had reconnected, and then it was a bug because they didn't get gold.
Yeah, I've only seen that happen
remake
in
the
a
game.
draft. Like if you DC during the draft when it's loading in, if you like load in at that last second after it says failed, the game will load. But yeah, the big problem is all of your gold goes to your teammates. So it's pretty broken in a number of ways. Depending on if it's a support, it's great because your carry just instantly gets fed extra gold per minute.
Yeah.
but unfortunately you can't really buy any items. So,
well, hopefully not the case where he got some sneaky. Well, I don't know about sneaky. I think he wants to be getting gold. He wants that refresh robe right now.
Yes. It depends on the hero. I think for a Tide, it is definitely a big problem.
Ooh, I smell bacon. I think I smell something.
Yeah, the ladies
Christmas
of the house
Eve.
are cooking up Christmas
Eve breakfast. Yeah,
taunting us while we're strapped to our computers. The old Pentium ball and chain. We don't use Pentiums anymore. The old Intel ball and chain.
Once upon a time.
Man, we bought these breakfast sausages from Sam's Club, and we were gonna get bacon instead, but the brand was Swagger Tees. So I was like, you know what, this
bought it for the brand.
I did, and they turned out to be damn good breakfast sausages. So when in doubt, go with the Swaggerties.
Swaggerties.
I mean, how does one choose a breakfast sausage? You got like 5 different brands there. I don't know. There's something to be said for having a cool name.
Yeah.
Christmas cheer. We've got a little bit of Christmas Dota tomorrow.
Yeah.
I can't believe teams want to play Dota on Christmas Day. That's what blows my mind about it. I don't mind that much waking up at 8 a.m. to cast 2 games of Dota, but they're European teams. So that's like, instead of Christmas dinner, Christmas Day, they're playing like ranked matches at like 6 p.m. That just seems... I'm shocked that teams signed up for that.
Ukraine celebrates Christmas. It's not like
China
or somewhere where it's just like it's not a thing really.
Yeah, China's the big one that they don't really do Christmas.
Some countries celebrate it on Christmas Eve. Like I know, like Germany and a few other countries. I think like Netherlands, they celebrate on the 24th.
They're more
than
Christmas
the 25th.
Eve-y. Yep. Okay. See, we were always a Christmas Day family. We did all our presents Christmas Day.
Yeah,
you know, maybe that's more of an American thing. I'm
I think
not sure.
It's definitely like a more Western. Well, I guess those Western European countries are different, but America, Australia's the same. It's all about the 25th.
Christmas Eve is more about the evening, like the day of Christmas Eve. No one really cares about.
It's called Christmas Eve.
Yeah, Christmas Eve day.
Welcome to Christmas Eve.
This is when you do the panic shopping. Oh shit! The cat ate the ham. Yeah. We got to get a new ham. We have a big ham, and I'm pumped, man.
I haven't seen. That's one question I didn't ask you about Sam's Club. You got ham.
We got a ham, and ham is cheaper than I thought. My family was hyped. They were like, "Oh, you're gonna have to spend a lot of money, man." That ham was like $2.50 a pound. That is value.
Was it a spiral ham or?
I think it's wrapped up in some. It's got a nice, not honey. What is it? Maple. Nice maple glaze.
Maple glaze. We just have to heat it up, chuck it in the oven, heat it up.
I think it's pre-cooked, so I think you just literally have to heat it up.
Nice.
You can't go wrong.
Nice.
So I forget. Were we gonna do ham tonight or tomorrow? Is that a Christmas Eve?
I think it's a
type
Christmas.
That's a
for me. It's Christmas Day.
All right. So ham and apple pie Christmas Day. It doesn't get more American than that, dude. Yeah. I hope the apple pie is good.
I think. Are we doing what? Steaks tonight? Barbecue?
I don't know. Barbecue or steak. Either or.
They're
the same. We're barbecuing the steak. I forgot. We don't have. I thought. Well, we were talking about buying ribs and barbecuing ribs, but we opted just for the steaks. So go load. Looks like we're gonna load from a replay here. They're having some server issues, so that's not too bad. I mean,
assuming we don't run into any
39-minute load. Yeah, no. The only thing is, Chen is a hero notorious for doing weird shit with reloads.
Okay.
Having like, if he has like 3 creeps right now, all the creeps will reset, and he'll still have the ones that he has, and then can make like up to 7 or 8 or whatever, depending on how many he has out on the field. I've seen that issue before. Similar thing. Anyone that has summons, like Lone Druid is victim of that, where the bear, you get 2 bears, that kind of stuff. Usually have to like suicide 1. We'll see. Hopefully it's not too bad. The nice thing about it is it's pretty easy to deal with. Basically say, all right, Chen, kill off your creeps and get some new ones, you know. It's sort of like that gentleman's agreement type deal.
Yeah.
So.
And also, like, don't come push while I'm getting my new creep on me.
Yeah, you kind of get that mutual, like, everybody just chill for the next 2 minutes. Can we decide to farm?
It's one of those really hard things to fix because there's not many games which are ever loaded from replay. So whenever the bugs come up, like Valve do kind of try to fix them. There were some which were more game-breaking than others, but there's so little data and beta testing on loads.
Yeah, yeah. I've also observed that generally the longer into the game you are, the bit buggier it is.
Okay.
You know, like if it's a 5 to 10 minute load, everything's pretty much the same, but maybe part of it is because stuff matters more later on. So just, well, you know, one little change or, you know. I remember distinctly one Lone Druid game that was lost because there was a bug with the bear that they couldn't fix. So it was like they reloaded right as a push was happening. So they came back and he had 2 bears, and it was one of those like they needed to kill one of them, but when they resumed, it like ruined the push. So it was either they get a free lane of barracks because they have 2 bears, or they don't get any barracks because he lets both the bears die. And the teams are arguing like, what do we do here? Do we let the bears die and then have a gentleman's barracks agreement, or like it just gets weird.
looking for me. Whoa, what'd I miss?
More either.
It was around 6.5 minutes, so the timer should be popping up soon to tell us how long.
Oh, yeah, there you go. 2 minutes. So, pretty good. Do we get the icon back? No, but 2 minutes, so right around 42. We'll see next Roche. I think before we had this long break, I'm trying to remember where we were in this game. It was Na'Vi that was kind of the momentum, 25-20. They took out the bottom tier 3 tower, couldn't finish off the barracks. So, sort of a very even game. Na'Vi slightly in the lead. This next Roche, I think, going to be a big one. This is Roche number 4. So Aegis and Cheese, most obviously, as we see Empire smoked up, looking for a gank, moving through the Dire jungle. They're going to find Go Black. Uh-oh, the Holy Knight.
Oh, and his entire creep army's done for.
Oh, he might get to keep his granite going, but everything else gets cleaned up.
Small little prize. I guess it's still nice because you can use it for a team fight, beef up your teammates a bit.
Yeah, so Chen not going to have full army perhaps going into this next Roche attempt, but oh,
what thing's doing.
Oh, we got a G.
Alright, we're good.
Maybe we're okay.
Seems fine.
Maybe this will motivate Na'Vi to end this game sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Before Ping takes over.
End of the day, Chen loses his creep army anyway, so whatever creeps he gets now should have the bonus HP. I imagine.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, maybe that was not that bad. Of all the heroes that get ganked, at least Chen will find a positive out of it. So.
Are you getting spikes too?
A little bit.
Getting a bit jittery.
Not too bad. I think you have a worse connection than I do for whatever obscure reason. So Tide, he's working on his refresher and getting pretty close. Funnick with a Perseverance and about 2,500 gold. Doom has Ags, BKB, Blink, and one of the last big pickups we saw was the Assault Cuirass on Phantom Assassin. So that was kind of the stranger pickup, but oh yeah, I'm getting a big spike here.
Yeah, I might try reconnect once it looks like there's no action going down, but it looks...
Not sure if reconnecting is going to save you if it's mutual. It might just be the server dumping.
I mean, the players aren't saying anything, so it seems...
Yeah, maybe it's our connection now. Well, you could try reload if you want.
Yeah, seems fine. Stream's still going smoothly as far as not dropping any packets, but right now it looks like Empire are making a move in. Don't want to reconnect now mid-team fight.
Yeah, Roche should be up in like 10 seconds time. Posturing around the pit. They've got a Ravage. They've got everything they need except Chen creeps. They have a Granite Golem. I guess that's the big one. So another Ancient here he can pick up. Yeah, the Thunder Lizard's a little lackluster.
You gotta keep an eye on some of these buybacks too, and that's where Denny scattered out Roche is going to go straight into the pit. Looks like Na'Vi, they're going to bring this down very quickly, and fighting into this is not easy when Na'Vi have a Ravage. Not to mention they're just killing Roche too goddamn fast.
Yeah, they're thinking about making a movement, but Empire, you can't think about it. You got to just do it. Down it goes. And now the fight could break out. It's Na'Vi on the aggressive. The Yule's coming in handy once more. Always want to fly. This time he'll be always want to die as he breaks the Lincolns on Havost and can't even get a stun off before he goes down.
I'm going to quickly try to reconnect.
There and a pretty good position. Buyback status, Storm and Doom have them available, as does the PA, so all the cores will have a second life, but Venscore has made another big item pickup, and that's a Blink Dagger. We've seen a couple times where the Fiend's Grip, a key instrument in securing kills, and couldn't quite get in that right position, and now positioning should not be too much of an issue, and oh god, the refresher up on Funnick. Stars are aligning for Na'Vi here.
Yeah, if they're waiting for something to push with the Aegis Cheese, I think a refresher Tide is something well worth waiting for. So down the mid lane, it looks like we go. There's an Ancient's army. He's even going for the blue Ancient Rumblehide here.
Oh my gosh.
He's going full Ancients.
That one it's just magic immune. It doesn't even do anything.
No, it just does very 44 damage. This is, I guess it's... I don't know. I think Centaur gives you a stun, but the Centaur is pretty squishy as well.
I think the Thunderhide could be really good if Frenzy was a buff you could put on other people, but it's only a self buff, so it's kind of like, yeah, the Lizard does some damage, but who cares?
Like Mask of Madness effect. It's got a Slam, which...
Slam is... Okay, I think it does like an AoE slow or something.
Yeah.
It's not the worst, but still
not really. Attack speed.
He's also ungodly slow. We'll hold that thought, though, as here we go. Initiation, then he gets doomed, and yeah, he'll get sent back. No, he dies first. Oh, no, now Silent. He's BKB, caught inside of the Fiend Script. Pavo's doing as much damage as he can. There's a Ravage solo onto Yoki. Secures the kill there. They trade the Bane for the Doom, essentially. After the Chen has already gone down. Silent low on mana. There's the second Ravage. Keeps Pavo's alive. He's going to try to finish off Silent before he goes down. Loses the Aegis. Silent, is he going to be able to live? Funnick uses the Ghost Scepter, but can't close the gap in time. Forced to blink back defensively, and Na'Vi not finding the fight they wanted.
They gotta get out.
They trade a 1 for 3. And I think that's where it will end. And they throw away the Aegis. He needs the juke, he needs the jive. Yeah, he's okay.
Well, they got a range rack. That's not good value for Na'Vi. Lose Aegis, still have the cheese on the TA, but I think GoBlack needs to play way more defensively with his positioning. He needs to be there for the send back. I think Empire figured out how to win a team fight. You just burst down the Chen, and then doom whoever you want to kill. Whoever doesn't have Aegis. In this case, it's Dendi. He doesn't get to use his cheese. You could doom the Tide, but killing off Dendi is much more high value there. So
yeah.
Good execution from Empire, and I think GoBlack needs to go maybe like a Blink Dagger so he can sit back and then Blink Blink send back whoever gets caught out by the Doom.
Yeah, that needs to be the priority here, and we'll see another fight possibly break out in the mid lane. They know there's no Ravage. It's the time for Empire to strike. Set up on the Always Want to Fly with the Nightmare. Call down. Will set up a kill. That's one. Now they're pressing forward. Rocket chasing down Resolution. Funnet going out deep without a Ravage. He's feeling brave. All heal from Chen. Helps pick him back up. Resolution putting the Nightmare. They want the Wisp. And Always Want to Fly.
Seriously, they put a grip if they need to use it to be on the safe side. He should grip. He waited a long time to do so. Resolution now being kept into place. Can they even kill him off? Just barely. Silent now low on mana. Still finding his way out of this one. The Doom on Dendi again. The Chen is dead once more, and Dendi going to probably be okay this time. He's got enough HP, assuming the Doom stays back. It's Silent they want, though.
Yeah.
And Silent, it looks like they'll get
3 kills on Havost, and the Doom barely lives. Walk away just a few hit points. Actually gets hit by a rocket. Not going to be anyone nearby to secure the kill, but a big fight for Na'Vi. And again, GoBlack in kind of an awkward position where just a little too far forward. On like they even had Resolution select, and he kind of just hung around there like, yeah, I'm going to be involved in this. And, well, that bit him in the ass a bit. His PA got a couple of those coup de grace crits, and well, now we might see some buybacks.
This is risky because there's a Storm Spirit who buys back and suddenly you're caught out. He's going to probably just wait for the low respawn though, and I think Na'Vi may just be wisest to back off here. Send some illusions to do a bit of poke damage, but
yeah, I mean they already forced the buyback on the PA, so essentially got what they came for. And without Ravages again, that's the key facet here. And now Chen with that Ags can just spam the ultimate every 30 seconds, really add a lot of sustainability to the team.
Straight for the Ancients, finds an Ancient Black Dragon. Now we're talking.
All right, so this is 2,300 HP without the Golem buff. So this is where you're talking about these Drakes being very, very tanky, and they have that splash attack, which does add a fair bit. So what damage type are the Dragon Ancients? Do they push particularly well, or are they just a regular physical auto attack?
Regular.
Just regular.
I don't think there's any.
I don't like that you can't mouse over it and see what they're doing. What damage type are you, Mr. Drake? Talked about this before, but they changed the little portrait. Now his face looks so derpy. I can't stand it. on the dragon. Look at it. He used to look so ferocious. Now it looks like Piper.
Yeah, that's to say that has that little puppy dog look.
Yeah.
Just tongue hanging out. Like.
Well, hey there, gang. What's going on? The derpy dragon. Well, Empire have made a couple of key item pickups here. PA grabs the Lincoln, so going a little more defensive, and the Doom refresher. Yeah, so that is 2 Dooms, and well, speaking of big items now, a Butterfly on Vost.
Up till now, it's been Empire defending and using their buybacks and winning fights off of their buybacks, but we're going to get to a point where Na'Vi need to have buybacks as well. If you want to be able to beat and push into a Doom, you've got to have whoever gets doomed and killed, the ability to buy back, boots to travel back in. So that's going to be key here. Obviously, ideally, GoBlack saves 1 or 2 of them using the Test of Faith send back, but you can't rely on that. You need Dendi with buyback. You need Havost with buyback, boots to travel probably as well.
Yeah, BOTs are going to be the next big thing in this match, I reckon. Dendi's already picked up his, but he is the lone carrier right now. We'll see a smoke rotation from Empire, rotating from their base through the mid lane into the dire jungle, and they could bump into old GoBlack here. He's got 2 big creeps. He's ready to fight. 2,600 HP on that big black Drake. They go on to GoBlack. They burst him down, but he's still got the creeps nearby.
The Lincolns! It blocked the grip! He didn't know he had a Lincolns now. Vangsco's going to go down. The dead one from the Witch Doctor!
And Doom on Funnick. He's not going to get off a single Ravage this fight
as well. The double Doom.
This is terrible for Na'Vi. This is going to be close to a full team wipe
from Empire. That was right as Resolution bought his Lincolns. He's like, I'm going to lead the way because this Bane's going to try BKB grip me, and guess what? It's not going to work because he will not. He didn't have time to check his items. Like you can't even blame the Bane for that one.
Yeah. So fresh pickup. What a way to reveal it. So 1 for 4. That's like a 5,500 net worth trade. And now Empire will gain the momentum in this game and start to level things out a bit. Maybe move towards some of these last remaining outer towers. Was cheese eaten in that fight? It looks like it was.
It was used earlier by Dendi after he got doomed.
Okay.
In the previous fight.
Yeah, but that's the way you do it. If you can get a Doom off on the Tide before he can Ravage, stop the Fiend script, and get a Doom on the TA. I mean, that is Value Town right there.
And they're short on buyback, so Voss does not have one. Dendi does. May look to make a play. They still have double Ravage, which is a scary thing.
Glyph. So yeah, there is some hope here, and if Empire overcommit, Na'Vi could really punish this. No buyback money on the Tide. Close, but no cigar quite yet. Glyph comes out as the tower gets low. Chen still has a few creeps in the base. There's Ravage number 1. Connects on quite a few. Funnick gets all healed, stuck inside of a Yules. Will try to refresh, perhaps. No, holding the refresher for now. Funnick will live thanks to the Ghost Scepter. Gets sent back by the Chen. What a close call that was. Na'Vi going to lose their Chen once more. Death Ward secures the kill, and their mid lane of Barracks will go down also. Havost and Dendi coming up in just a couple of seconds. But it's not going to matter as Empire get exactly what they came for.
Dendi could have bought back, but I don't know if it would have even guaranteed a one fight or the ability to defend there. Silent going to get caught up by a grip, though. That's for Megaton Resolution! Gets him with a huge crit! Second Ravage comes up, but Dendi's already doomed. He needs a send back, but once again, Chen is dead. No saving Dendi. And he's on the sidelines. This time he does not have the buyback money. They will get the kill on Resolution in the end, as well as the Doom and Witch Doctor, so not a bad fight for Na'Vi, but they take a pretty big loss in Dendi.
The game of throws back and forth, but buyback Storm has one, PA does not, and Doom does. So yeah, they're not going to be able to do too much off this push, I don't think. Roche actually coming up really soon. It's a short Roche respawn.
How long was that? Oh, you have a timer, right?
Yeah. Oh, you don't have the timer? It's coming up in about 10 seconds. So they could potentially make a move here. I don't know. I'm trying to like theory crack in my head. Could that have been better if they just bought back on Dendi and committed to a hard team fight? They had a second Ravage that they didn't use at the beginning. He saved it for a while after he got sent back. So they could have just gone for that huge blow up, let TA come in and drop a couple. It would have been really risky, but I think there's a chance they could have saved the Barracks.
And it's not like you're saving the buyback with Dendi, because once Dendi comes back, if he dies again, he loses more money, and he didn't have buyback money. So it wasn't like Dendi was going to come fight after losing racks with 2 lives. He still just had the 1 life. So
sort of an odd way to handle it from Na'Vi. Very, very surprisingly defensive, I think, is the way I would put it. But here we go.
Scouted.
Silent,
He has the inventory space for the steal.
Oh, man, looking at that Radiant Vision, too. He sees exactly what's going on. Na'Vi have no clue. It's all darkness on the high ground.
Got to grab and grab fast.
Can Silent actually do it, though? This could be a very risky play. If he misses, this could be costly. If he gets silenced, will he go in for it? Hops down and does not snatch it. He doesn't die either.
Okay, go to cheese.
Okay, he gets the cheese. All right, that's something. All right, so that's worth it. And he lives. That's the key thing. It was a little bit of a close call.
He used a BKB, but he's down to 5 seconds anyway, so
yeah,
I guess worth it. I thought he took a long time to zip in, but maybe expecting Na'Vi not to pick up an Aegis right away, but you're against the Storm.
Or he was hoping for the cheese. Maybe that was all intentional, or he just wanted to sort out where the Aegis was, where the cheese was.
He passes the cheese over to the PA, so...
All right, so give Resolution that nice little burst heal there. All right. Be into that.
No Abyssal Blade for PA. I mean, PA is doing good damage, but an Abyssal Blade would just really give that insta-KO capabilities that you really want your PA to have. Although, Ghost Scepter on Tide, Vangskor may need a Ghost Scepter himself as well. Like, at this point, sure, the 8 charges are nice and all, but I'd almost be dropping that for a Ghost Scepter, which could just save your life. Yeah.
Now, I have to admit, I feel like these gem creeps really have not been that big of a deal in these fights. 15% HP, it's like nice, but...
It is something you don't notice, I guess.
Yeah, it's true. You don't really feel that 15%. You're just, in general, a little more tanky, but... I don't know. Still haven't had that moment where I've been like, and the gen creeps!
It's kind of like a Vlad's. It's there, you don't notice it. Elder Titan or another thing which you don't
but it makes
really
a big difference,
notice, but it's... I mean, 15%'s decent.
That's a good
like a free Vit booster for everyone, depending on how much HP you have.
Well, look at this. Na'Vi, all of a sudden, hey, the aggressors, they're going to smoke out, move through the mid.
I think they need to be. They keep getting jumped. If they can get a jump on the Doom especially, kill him before he pops a single ulti, you're in good position. Problem is now he has buyback.
Well, that's kind of the name of the game with Doom in general, I think. If he jumps on you and dooms two of your cores, then that's not going to be a fun team fight. But conversely, if you can blow him up and he has no buyback, then that's a huge hero that's kind of wasted.
This is so risky for Na'Vi. All 3 Empire cores have buybacks. Na'Vi only have buyback on their gyro.
But they're lacking on the TP scrolls. Only a couple heroes have them, so Empire are going to have to force to dog it back to the base. They will lose their tier 3 tower, and they glyphed. So Na'Vi should be fairly okay with that. They see everyone missing off the map. Pretty obvious that Empire are smoked up, but they don't know which angle it's coming from. Now they will get some vision. The TA trap scouting out in the mid lane. And the smoke has been broken. Down bottom. Oh, gyro. BKB is a little prematurely. Vincere, though, catches Silent with the Fiend's Grip. Now the fight breaks out. Ravage to get it started. Death Ward on the backside. Doing a fair bit of damage, and all heal coming out. Second Ravage will be stopped dead in its tracks as Doom has flown through. Havost goes down. He'll buy back. Wants to get right back into the fight as quickly as possible. Dendy, he's going to go down, but he's got the Aegis. The rest of Na'Vi getting cleaned up here, and it's Empire coming out green. As Dendy blinks back, but he's going to be a little hard-pressed to survive. Never mind, he'll just TP out.
Makes it out. Nice play. Disjointed the Stifling Dagger, so they didn't get vision and just goes around the corner. So if Dendy dies there, I guess he did have buyback in the end.
Oh,
but
Storm did buy back also. I guess that he got blown up.
Storm as well as Gyrocopter buys back for now.
Not the best buyback from Havost. Probably would have been forced into it anyway, given that they're pushing up the high ground here, but obviously it did not do anything in that fight. What do we have buyback-wise? Okay, there's the Bane.
They're going straight for the throne.
Shen has a buyback. Tide does not, and he has a Ravage. This is a pretty smart play, I think. Some risk here, but Havost gets hexed, brought down. If Havost goes down here, this could well be the game. All heal from Chen, buying him some time. Gets sent back to the well. Oh my, the gyro's still alive. Vincere not going to be so lucky. It's a 5v3 on the field. Can Na'Vi actually hold this off, though?
They've got 45 seconds on the tie. That's problematic. Dendy will can't even get the Witch Doctor. Finally brings him down. The car's still bouncing around. Cooldown being used, getting dodged as well. They got to go in. They got to stop this.
Yep, Glyph is still available. Here we go. The final hold. Yoki just focusing on the throne, but they need to be careful. They need to kill the heroes. There's the Glyph. Gyrocopter gets the kill.
The Storm.
Oh my god. They get the Wisp. They get the PA. They may still hold it. It's done. Empire with a base race at the end. What a way to finish that match.
They only barely got that as well. Storm was just about to run out mana. I don't know what the buyback status was. I think PA and Doom did have buyback, so even if Empire got team wiped there and didn't get the throne, it wasn't game over, but that was a ballsy play.
Not sure about the PA, but yeah, they